I recently had someone in my group ask me a question about life purpose. She was feeling like she's getting older, and she says, I don't think I've found my life purpose yet. So I went on a little bit of a rant, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary here. Let's just say that there is something like purpose. Okay, like there's a purpose that you have, and it's this external thing that you're supposed to be doing. Let's just go with that for a moment. I first want to free you up from the idea that there is a single purpose that you have. You may have many purposes. There might be many things that you do. There might be a point in your life where your purpose is raising your children, for example. That is a really, really great purpose. Now, once your children are older, there might be something else that you decide to do. Your purpose may or may not be something you get paid for. Your purpose might be healing your trauma so that you don't continue passing on generational trauma. Purpose doesn't have to look a certain way. Some people, yes, there are some people out there who have these like obvious purposes, right? They're like Mother Teresa or somebody, like she just had this thing. She knew what she was going to do. Even Steve Jobs, he seemed to have had just this very driven way of being in the world, and he might have felt very much on purpose. That brings me to the next thing. If you look at it from the standpoint of on purpose rather than finding a purpose, it's really about intentionality. It's really about making sure you're living your life in a way that you're being intentional. You're thinking about it. You're creating your path. But let's go to the final, most important piece, which is the possibility that purpose has very little to do with what you do and has a lot more to do with how you do what you do in the world. So I believe that our ultimate life purpose is to be our most true and authentic selves. I believe that everybody was put here, not on accident, on purpose, to be you, to be the person you are. You are literally an integral part of the fabric of this universe. And if you keep on trying to do things you think you're supposed to do, or trying to compare yourself to someone and be like them, you're literally not doing what you're here to do, which is to be you. So that is my own personal opinion about purpose. The second thing is I remember listening to a guy, his name is Panache Desai, and he was asked this similar kind of a question. This person said, what I do feels like it's so unimportant. It's not making the world a better place, and it's actually really mundane and boring, but I can't get out of the job that I have. What am I going to do? Am I never going to fulfill my purpose? And he said, it is not what you do. It is how you be when you do whatever it is that you do. It's much more about who we are and how we show up in this world. Can we show up as our most authentic selves? Can we remove all of the masks and the barriers to love and the armor and show up with an open heart? Can we be a person who is kind and loving and caring to other people? Can we treat ourselves well? Can we be somebody who we feel at the end of our lives, we look back and we say, I'm really proud of that person? Let's just say that you work in an office and you are maybe a receptionist and you greet people all day long. So you could either just kind of think it's getting old, you just do the things you got to do and you don't smile and you don't really acknowledge the person, you just whatever. Or you can say, who am I? Who am I? I'm going to show up and be that here. And if you're typically a very silly person, bring your silliness to your job. If you're a person who's asks lots of questions, start asking people questions. Bring the authentic you into your life, into your work, into your relationships. That, to me, is what purpose is all about. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? How do you feel about my thoughts around purpose?